Good morning, everyone. Thanks for tuning in and welcome to my channel for those of you who are brand new right here. So I'm always grateful for everybody who tunes in. So I'm going to talk about what's coming up this week from the 28th of March to the 3rd of April. Like we're already moving into April here. Like how crazy is that? We have the pink moon, the pink full moon on April 1st and 2nd. So that's why I have a background. I actually took this photo of the pink moon beforehand. So I do a little photography. So I wanted to put it up so you guys know we are moving into a pink moon. So by all means, make sure you look up in the sky and you'll see that pink moon. If there's no clouds, of course. So I put mine up here just in case if I don't get a good shot of the moon myself. So now that's going to bring a lot of karmic endings as well in relationships. So I'll talk about that in a little bit here. However, what I want you guys to do is really look back onto March last year, 2025. It could have been a lot difficult for you. Really pay attention to what were you going through then that was difficult. You know, I know what I was going through back then. And the reason why is this March 2026, you have seen how things are different from last March. So it's like those karmic rewards from last March. So let's say if you were, starting a project back in March last year and it was like, oh my God, a lot of struggles, or you're starting a new job, or, you were going through a health problem, like just certain things like that. You're going to see how this time things were a lot easier. Maybe you went to get a health checkup from last March. You're good to go. Everything's fine. Maybe you're seeing results coming more so from a really big project you were working on. And also pay attention to certain relationships last year back in March as well, of what's not working right now, because that's going to lead into the pink full moon. So look at the difference now. There's two big things for me, myself personally, that I had to deal with last March. And this March, I saw miracles. And I'm like, really? Like, seriously? I was really happy, but I'm like, was really in shock because I wasn't expecting to hear that. And I'm like, oh, thank you. I'm so grateful. So grateful. It's always important to be grateful for even the littlest things because you'll attract more to you. I've had people say, oh my God, I've had some nightmares lately. Oh my God, like, oh, because we hold a lot of fears. you know, really pay attention to what you've been really scared of, what you've been really fearing, more in your personal life. Don't worry as much about the world right now. Just pay attention so much of what are you scared of? What are your fears? Because a lot of times what will happen is the spirit world will bring dreams so you can see and you're going to be like, oh my God, does that mean this is going to happen? However, universe very well could be bringing dreams to you when you're sleeping and showing you where your fears are. Maybe we've been in like a kind of like a negative headspace. It's like, you know what? Let's get rid of that and start focusing on the positive aspects, the little things. I mean, I'm grateful for the littlest things in life. Like I really am, you know? So it's those little things that can really mean a lot. There's people that I expect this, I expect that, to take things for granted, greed, like just so many different things. That's completely different. So you'll notice a different in consciousness when you're more connected and based in your soul, in your heart, rather than ego. So let's start off this week here. So my new website it's just a matter of time before it's coming up, soulworkwithjennyg.com. So I'm thinking maybe in the next few days. I don't know personally. Things were delayed with something for a little bit, but now we finally got this. And So very grateful for my website, guys. Like you'll see, it's going to be a bigger website. But just so you guys know, so if you do want to book, of course, still continue to book on my regular website, soulworkwithjenny.com, because if you go onto that one, if my new website is up, it'll just redirect you to my new one. So have no worries with that. So March 28th and 29th, let's talk about that. So you're going to want to prioritize like what's really important right now for you. Like, what are you working on? What has to get done? You're going to be more focused, more disciplined. You very well could be starting like a new routine that day, a new class, setting new plans that day. Things are going to start to move forward, and you're going to be a lot more intuitive as well. These energies are making our intuition a lot more stronger. How many of you are going to be like, yeah, actually, I had that feeling that was going to happen, and oh my gosh, it's exactly what happened. Yes, yes. Really listen to your intuition. So you are going to also be experiencing letting go more. You know, maybe March was a little bit, oh my gosh, letting go, healing, letting certain things go, and even reflect back to January 1st this year. Where are you now? Because our new year really didn't start until the end of February. So we still have the leftovers, as I call it, January and even into February from last year. So this is the time we can move forward, especially with the year of the Firehorse. Really go after what you guys want to do. And we have no retrogrades for 7 weeks, so thank God. So things will start moving forward more in a better way, unless you're still struggling with letting go of karmic relationships. That's going to come into full effect on the full moon. So 30th and 31st of March, Venus enters Taurus. So you're going to want to feel more grounded. You're going to be like, I want more stability with my relationship, with my finances, with my job, with this, with that. You're going to see your worth even more, like self-worth. You're going to be like, I don't need that anymore. I've had enough. I know my worth. It very well could be even romantic with that Venus energy. So you could have more of a romantic day. However, if you are struggling with your person, your partner, it could be a little intense because when you look back onto the past couple of weeks, even let's say, there could have been a lot of red flags with your relationship that's going to be ending, or you're going to see a lot more truth coming out of where it's truly going. So, it freezed up there a little bit. Sorry. Internet, you know what I mean? We have no control over that. But really look back on the past couple of weeks with your relationships, and really ponder on that. You know what I mean? So some of you could start getting, oh my gosh, it's not working anymore, or I saw this different side to my partner I really didn't like. But you might also find in certain relationships, your bond is growing stronger and you're getting closer. You could be like, wow, I'm starting to get really attracted to my partner now, like to their soul, more physically attracted to them. It's important you look inside somebody's soul to really see them for who they are. We have to be attracted to somebody, of course, yes, in chemistry, but there's a lot more to it than that. But you're going to see a lot of things happening right now. So it could shake up. It really could. So you're going to want to set some boundaries even stronger right now. Boundary setting. And you very well could be more focused on your body, body image. Maybe you're going to work out. Maybe you're going to take up weight training. Maybe you're going to be, I want to make some changes to my body in whatever way. Really pay attention to where you're getting pulled towards. Really paying towards. Maybe you're going to be like, I'm going to hire a trainer, or I'm going to take up that exercise class or this or that, or maybe, you know, I'm going to go in for a spa, get my nails done, pedicure, like anything like that. There's so many different massages we can have done. Hot stone therapy. There's an Indian head massage. There's like essential oils. Like there's so many different types of massages, but you will be drawn more to your body. Geez, I got to get all this weight off, or geez, I got to build my body. I got to get some muscle back into this, or maybe I want to tone or whatever it is. So pay attention to that. Like just keep moving forward because health is the new wealth right now. So as we move that pink moon, that pink full moon in Libra, Libra's all about balance, justice. So it can be emotional, especially when you're like, I can't do this anymore with my person. It's a very karmic time, very karmic moon with relationships. You know, we have Saturn moves through Aries as well. So you are going to see like more truth in your relationships. Maybe the person you had your eye on, it's like, that's not my person. Or, wow, I really saw my so-called person as somebody I don't want to be with. Because a lot more truth is coming out. And you have seen this. Look back on March, you guys. You know, so that could be really, really painful. But you're going to see your worth more with self-love, meaning, I don't deserve that. My partner isn't honest. They're not faithful. We just don't see eye to eye. You know, all of the red flags, or you could be like, wow, we're just on two separate paths right now. We just, oh my gosh. And it will have conflictions. It will have a lot of pain and suffering. It will be like, I can't do this anymore, but I love this person. Love doesn't keep a relationship together. It doesn't. There's so much more involved. I mean, I've been a relationship coach for, oh my God, 25 years, 25 years as well. You know, there's more to a relationship than just attraction, than love and so on. So this is when you're going to be honestly taking a look at your relationship altogether. So there could be endings during this new moon, full moon, which full moon on top of that is going to be a lot more emotional as well. So, you know, you very well could be like, you know, my relationship is balanced. You know, we're actually away, we're booking a flights, we're doing this, we're doing that. That's amazing. You know, you should not walk on eggshells when you're with your person. You should be yourself and always be authentic. This is me. Take it or leave it, you know, type thing. But this is me, you know. Really look at that because it's going to be very loud. The energy is going to be intense. It's going to be loud if you haven't ended it. You know, it's never easy to do that. It's really important to really look at, you know, what did I learn from that? Because you're really going to understand why the relationship was and why it's not. You know, when you reflect back, you can be like, I understand why this person came into my life for this time frame. And now I can understand why they're leaving or why I'm leaving. You know, it can be really hard to be facing that, to really look at it, but it's the truth. You know, we have soul contracts with everybody. I mean, I either know people forever, like forever, or just a very short time frame period. So there's so much more involved in that. So really pay attention to this week, you guys. Like there's a lot of growth on the 3rd from that full moon, a lot of, you know, spiritual evolution, spiritual growth. You're healing from a lot of different things, and especially too if you're healing from an ending from a relationship. You're going to be more compassionate towards others. You know, you could hear from somebody, oh yeah, my relationship ending. Maybe that person needs some comfort and love and understanding and all of that. Don't judge people when they're in certain relationships. We're in certain relationships for reasons. You know, There's karmic relationships, there's twin flame, there's soulmate, I mean, I could go on and on. Whenever there's a karmic twin flame relationship, that can be very difficult, very painful, very difficult. So you got to focus on your own growth, your own evolution. You can't change someone. You cannot do it. You only have change and control over yourself, no matter what. You can give your love and support and understanding to someone, but you can't change them. They have to be ready to make those steps to make change happen. So you're going to find on the 3rd that you are going to be like, you know what, I'm going to set new goals now. I'm going to revamp things. I'm going to set long-term goals, focus on that. This is a year to take advantage, to make dreams happen. Go for it. Don't hold back. Like, just don't hold back, because you're going to be walking your truth more even now. People are going to see that more with you. So I'm going to pull a couple of cards. I don't use cards when I'm with a client because I'm clairvoyant, psychic medium. I read into your past life, Akashic records. I talk to your animals. I'm an animal communicator. I just combined everything into a reading, basically, depending on what you want to know. So I'm just going to pull a couple of cards here collectively from the universe. And I have my romance deck, one of my romance decks, because of the pink moon. We have Venus energy. It could go either way, right? And who's coming into your life right now, really pay attention to that. I know different soul tribes I have and everything. So really pay attention to your soul tribes. Who do you really feel comfortable around, where you can be yourself, and who accepts you, and so on? Who have you faded away from in that? We change. Different life experiences change us. So 28th of March to the 3rd of April, like, fell out. Reconciliations. Yes. Someone from your past is returning to your life. That can happen. And especially with so much going on. When someone from your past returns, there could be like a new relationship. There's no retrogrades out of whack. So now is the time. Mercury retrograde's not a time to start a brand new relationship. No, but if it's continuous on, that's different. Maybe that past person is going to reach out to you and say, hey, how's it going? Let's get together. That can go anywhere. That can turn into your soulmate. That can turn in, I'm just saying, that can go anywhere. I always give my insights into who that person is for you, why they've come back, where it's going, and so on and so on. So how interesting. You guys let me know what's going on. If somebody from your past came back and all of these things. Every time somebody comes back from our past, it's a chance to forgive someone or to resolve things, or it can be like, oh God, no, I'm not even going to respond. Depends on the person, of course, and the situations. So what's the message from the 28th to the 3rd of April? My podcasts are going to start back up as well, you guys. I'm going to be interviewing other people too. Lots of things are happening. The 28th of March to the 3rd of March. What's the message from the spirit world? Enter. Like, this is pretty cool, actually, because what does enter mean? Enter the doorway. Enter the room. Wow. Look at this. Look at that. Look at the gateway here. Kind of like a portal, but it's walking into nature, with that energy of grounding with Taurus. You want to be grounded. Best way to get grounded is go for a walk in Mother Nature. Seriously. Here we have a snowstorm. Canada, it happens, right? We have no control over the weather. Look at Hawaii with all of that devastating rain they had. Like, oh my God, like, oh my gosh, So here it's entering, and we're in spring, depending on the equinox where you guys are. Could be autumn your time. Look at, it's almost like that doorway opens up. We're like, oh my gosh, it's a new doorway. Enter it. Take chances, take risks. But oh my God, what if I fail? But what if you don't? How are you going to know if you're going to be able to do something if you don't try it? Yeah, but I get it. I'm a risk taker myself. I walk into the unknown. I always have, but sometimes we make mistakes, but that's how you learn from your mistakes. It could be that new door that opens for you could be life changing for the best. So you got to stay positive, really positive mindset. We all have our good and bad days. We all do. We're humans. Of course you will. Really down days, really, oh my God, this is so amazing days. Of course we do. But it's how we really look at things. Patience, like my website, patience. Patience is key, right? Of course. Very grateful. Everything's coming together in alignment. So 28th of March to the 3rd of April. What's the message here from the universe? Remember who you are. Oh, yeah. Remember who you are. Be authentic. Culture, resilience, and beliefs. Absolutely. You should stay true to who you are. Be yourself. Be your true self. Yeah, but my friends don't like it whenever are those your friends? Are those your true friends? I have to talk a certain way, or I don't want to talk to my partner about that. They'll walk away. Is that the right person for you? No. The right people will accept you unconditionally as is. None of us are perfect. I could give you 101 flaws about myself, even. We all have flaws. Nobody's perfect. There's no such thing as perfect. Just remember who you are and stay true to who you are, no matter what. When you are staying true to who you are, you will attract the right people to you. If you're trying to be somebody you're not, it's not going to work. You'll attract different people, and then you're going to be like, oh my God, but it won't stay at that vibrational frequency because that's not who you are and where you're going. When you stay true to who you are, you will attract the right opportunities for you and to you. So now, if you want to book an appointment, a reading, soulworkwithjenny.com or soulworkwithjennyg.com. So it should just be a matter of time. I will put it out for you guys whenever the website is up. Been working like really hard on it, really hard on it. Oh my gosh. But it's just something that was long overdue that I had to get going, and a lot of updates and stuff. So anyways, please subscribe to my channel. Let me know what's going on with you guys. Follow me on Instagram, Jenny G Cousins, and I will catch you all on the next Vibes series. Namaste.